teacher in New York just saying, I'm not, she really doesn't want to get the vaccine. What do you say to these people who don't want to get the vaccine because they, for some reason, don't think it's safe?
Well, I would remind them that the vaccines are highly safe and infectious. They save lives. Majority of those who have died and who are hospitalized this past couple of months.
Again, I want you to hear this.
For some reason, don't think it's safe.
Well, I would remind them that the vaccines are highly safe and infectious. They save lives. Majority of those who have died and who are hospitalized this past couple of months are unvaccinated. So you want to look at the risks versus the benefits. Overall, you're not just protecting yourself, but you're also protecting your community.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much.
Now, I know my dog in the background is being a little loud, but I'm sorry about that. But something about that makes us is really worrying. Because in the history of mankind, they have never pushed such a vaccine like this and making it a mandate in the entire world. Now, she even said infectious. Like it I can't really explain it into words as good as my husband can. So it's kind of hard to really, especially when a dog is barking. It's really hard to explain in depth, but my husband mentioned something right before a news reporter said something, that even with your religious requirements on not taking the vaccine, they will still have someone there to replace you. Because pretty soon it's not going to matter if you have a religious exemption or not. If you don't have it, you're not going to be able to work. If you don't have the shot, you're not going to be able to buy or sell things. You're not going to be able to keep your business if you don't get this shot. And it's kind of showing, in a way, like the end of days. I mean, I don't believe in the whole end of the world stuff, but in a way, I do, in fact, believe that this shot could be the mark of a beast. In fact, I truly believe it now, because there has never been in the history known to man them pushing such a vaccine or such a thing like this so hard to where they're making it a mandate. They're forcing you to get it against your wishes. This is making me wonder, what is their actual alternative motive? Not motor, but motive. This might go in the bloopers. But it's the fact that something here is not right. I know for a fact that even you can see it in her eyes. She just doesn't understand why people are refusing it. This one's saying, yeah, you better take it kind of look. That smug look that she's got on her face. I know it's dark and I'm sorry about that, but I believe that the shot doesn't really cure you or keep you safe from it. It just eases, and it's been proven, people who get the vaccine still get sick. They still catch COVID-19. I think it has a way to mark you, to where they'll have a way to keep track of you at all times. I have a funny feeling deep down in my gut, as God is my witness, that this is somehow the mark of the beast. Because nothing in this entire world has ever been forced upon us like this has. To where they're making it a mandate. Or we don't get this, or we don't get that, or we don't get to stay at work, or your kids can't go to school. And then they'll be taken from you if you don't get them vaccinated in the future, and they're going to be forced to be vaccinated. And then if that doesn't work and you don't have the shot yet, they're going to imprison you and give you the shot themselves against your will. My husband, or my fiance, has predicted this. We've been together for so long, I consider him my husband. My husband and I both have predicted this. We both see it coming to pass. And I just want you to know that this lady here, in such a way...
favorites, by the way, Dr. Jeanette Yeshua.
Oh, thank you. Love your mom. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For this COVID-19, I swear to you to this day, there is something wrong with the vaccine and them pushing this. They're taking our freedom away. They're taking our right to choose. They're doing something that they have never done in mankind. I know a lot of you people say, well, we need to do something. Yeah, but y'all are too lazy to do anything. Y'all are too lazy to stand up and speak and let your voice be heard. You don't want to do anything because you're comfortable. You got a cozy roof, a luxury life. You got TV with more than 1 or 2 channels. You've got doctor's appointments. You've got excuses to continue to follow the majority. If you do believe in God or the Holy Bible, then you need to learn to read it and actually comprehend what they're saying. It says, stay to yourselves.
It's the mark of the beast.
It's considered the mark of the beast. If you get what everybody else is being mandatory getting, even in Revelations, I can't remember the verse right now because I've been busy doing other things. It states that they will come and force you to do something you don't want to. I'm putting it in layman terms today. They're pretty much telling you that this is that mark of the beast. It's not going to have 666 on there, no. It's going to be a small microscopic microchip. That's what they're doing. They're injecting you with this so they can keep track of everyone who's gotten that shot.
But they say that it isn't.
But they say that it
Of course,
isn't.
how else would you get people to take
Exactly.
it unless you lie?
Exactly. And the gentleman in there is not only my reporter, but also my fiance. And she said something infectious. That makes you wonder, why would she say it's safe and infectious?
She may have meant to say not infectious, but she said infectious live and didn't come back and say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. But why would you say it in the first place if it's not? And if you believe in your heart and in your mind that it's not infectious, then why would you have such a slip on the tongue that would just come out naturally? It's not infectious. But she didn't.
Yep.
She said it would be. And they're smiling about it. They didn't go back and say, oh, by the way, I'm sorry. I hear so many people commenting that it's going to be infectious, but it really isn't.
And now they're forcing you to get your kids vaccinated with it. They're forcing you to get vaccinated or you can't go to work.
You'll lose your... Oh, and in that, I have no faith in any God. I never did. I think they call it atheist.
Yes.
Okay, fine. My choice. Now, the point of it is that they said in that stupid book they call the Bible, which has more lies than truth, that if you don't receive the mark of the beast, you will not be able to buy, sell, or conduct any form of trade or commerce.
Yep.
Now, if you don't receive the COVID-19 shot, you will not be allowed to work. You will not be allowed to conduct business. You will not be allowed any form of commerce in the near future, to where they can even deny you entry to a gas station. Now, you can't tell me that they don't sound similar.
Yep.
Oh, what if you have a natural immunity to it? Maybe you're 1 in 5 trillion and you have the immunity.
They're forcing you to take it anyways.
Why would you need to take here, as an example, why would I need to take a cold medicine if I'm immune to the common cold? Why would I need to take, why would you need to wrap a broken bone that isn't broken? Why would you need to take aspirin if you don't have a headache? Or if you don't have any physical pain? Or you don't need it for any reason whatsoever other than to just take it. It's like eating a 3-course meal when you're not hungry.
Yep.
You don't need it because your body doesn't require it to stay alive and safe, but they want you to do it anyway. Why? Because they just say so. What will it do? Will it make me even more immune? No. It'll just lessen the symptoms so you don't feel as sick. Well, if that's all it's going to do, then what difference does it make if I take the shot or not? Really? That's what all these doctors
I have
say.
a natural immunity to it.
So do I.
Due to my blood type. I'm not getting into it.
My blood type is unknown and I've been exposed to
My
it countless
daughter
times.
has immunity. She's been tested. She has not caught it. And she was in a hospital full of people that was infected.
And I was exposed to it multiple times, to include being in an aisle at the Walmart next to half a dozen people who had contracted the virus because they told everyone around them. And I was exposed to the very same air that they were, and no one was wearing a mask at that point yet.
And I had gone to get surgery done to my hand when this disease, pandemic, whatever you want to call it, broke out. And there was a gentleman who tested 100% positive, asymptomatic, with COVID. I didn't catch it. And he was not wearing a mask. He was coughing all over the place. But I did not catch it, and I had to have surgery done to my hand.
In the same building with that man coughing and wheezing. So if you have a natural born immunity to it, which we all seem to, they want you to take the shot anyway. Why?
And it even says that if you take the shot with the immunity, it will literally tear down your immunity ability to it, and you will get sick.
Exactly. So what's the point if all it's going to do is lessen your symptoms? So you catch it anyway and you don't feel as sick. Well, if that's all it's going to do and it's not going to make you immune to it, then what's the point? Why would it matter if I don't get the shot or if I get it? If they say that that's exactly what the shot's going to do, it's going to make it to where when you get sick you won't feel as bad, then why should I bother?
Exactly.
I want the symptoms. I want to know I'm alive.
Yep.
I want to take the extra pain from it. I don't care. My choice. But then they tell you, well, that is your choice, but you won't be able to go grocery shopping. You won't be able to go to the gas station. You won't be able to leave your home. Then what's
You will literally be imprisoned in your home and may not even be able to keep that for long because you won't have a work. You won't be able to pay for your bills. So pretty soon you will be on the street like a lot of these homeless people or a lot of these people who have been getting evicted because they can't keep their jobs.
But
this is making it sound
like
the mark of the beast.
And my biggest point is, what is the point if that's all it's going to do? And you don't care about the symptom severity. If you're going to get sick, you're going to get sick. Who gives a crap? Why should the shot be so important if all it's going to do is just make you feel a little bit less sick when you get the virus? What difference does it make? And then they tell you, oh, once you get the shot, can I take off the mask? No, leave it on. Well, if I take the shot, do I got to take any precautions against the virus? Yep. What changes against the virus in my day-to-day life?
Nothing.
Nothing. Except when I catch it, assuming I do, I won't feel as sick.
Yep.
So then I'll just do without the shot I'll be fine. And if I get sick, I'll handle it. No, they make you take it because they say it's for the planetary good. But where's the proof of that? When all it does is just make you feel less of the symptoms.
Yep.
I'd rather feel all the symptoms. I want them all. I don't care.
Here you go.
And those people have no job and will not have a home. And why is that? Because there are two individuals that are leading this nation who are going to make sure that you get the shot or you're going to lose everything. The whole planet said they can't force you to take the shot. It's against the
Thousands
law.
of staffs of the vaccine feared in New York City schools.
And the truth is right there if you just open your eyes and look.
And it says New York school staff shortage because 15,000 employees refuse to get the vaccine.
Why? Oh, because it's not needed. It's a placebo, nothing more.
And it has a little bit of the derivative of the COVID-19.
It's supposed to be an inert part of it that they extract out.
But people who have not who had the vaccine shot and did not get sick until they took it about 3 to 4 weeks after they got that shot.
Ironic. And maybe not everybody gets sick after taking it. Good for you, but you've been marked. They know who you are. They've got your address. They've got your job location. They know where your kids go to school, how much you make a year and a month. Why? Because they've got to know.
See,
and everybody has to be given the shot. Why? For what other reason? What other reason other than lessening your symptoms? What's the big deal? If I go and get a cold and I don't want to take over-the-counter medicine for it, if I don't want to take it, I just want my body to fight it off, I don't hear cops called, I don't see people going insane, I don't hear it on the news. The common cold is running rampant across the country. Okay, take some cold medicine. If you don't want it, then don't worry about it. Oh, I got the flu. It's running rampant across the country. If you want to take some flu shot or some flu medicine, you can. If you don't want to, it's fine. Why is this any different? Because
they're not even forcing you to get the flu vaccine, but they're forcing you to get the COVID vaccine.
And if you don't, you will not be permitted to conduct commerce in the city or in any place whatsoever. Go ahead. I don't believe in no God, because only half a dozen people in the history of mankind have ever supposedly seen it. Supposedly.
That'll be another topic for another day.
Assuming anybody wanted to hear it, which I doubt. Because if you think about it,
if you want to be acknowledged and you want to be aware of everything that's going on, become the awoken.
No, the Church of the Awoken is different.
Become the Church of the Awoken. They know how to show you the truth between the lies.
There is evidence that can prove and show that this does have a little bit of a similarity to what they consider the mark in that silly book they call the Bible. Because it is the only thing that has ever been mentioned of, really, that anyone can even come close to proving, that is similar to the mark in that book. If you don't take the mark of the beast, you will not be allowed to conduct commerce. You cannot buy or sell. And if you don't take the mark of the beast, what else will happen in those days? Men and horses out of work. How many men and women are out of work? Horses at that time were used as transportation and for work. Now we have trucks and cars and buses. Oh wait, we got buses with no drivers.
We got trucks without drivers.
The buses and trucks have no drivers. What does that indicate? Well, the bus and the truck took away from the horse. So if you deduce that, you've got the bus is no longer working, the driver is no longer working, and if you don't take the virus shot, you're out of work and so is your vehicle. Oh my. Coincidence?
It's time to wake up, people.
You should hear what the Church of the Awoken had to say about it.
There's a lot more information if you want to learn about the Awoken, the religion, and what's going on.
It's a non-religion religion.
It's based on truth, facts, and lies. It shows you what the lies are and shows you what the true truths are.
But I don't think anybody wants to hear from the founder. He makes too much sense.
And it's time for us to all awaken and see what is going on before our own country is taken from us. I believe Joe Biden was put into office to take over our country and sell it.
He already sold it to the Chinese, which I have no problem. Because you know what? We've been trying to take over the world for decades and we haven't gotten anywhere.
But the thing is the Orientals have a beautiful culture.
And also,
but they're
tyrannical in their beliefs.
It is a little outrageous.
But you know what? They already own the majority of the world. Let them have at it.
Yeah. May as well. And we're giving it to them.
Oh.
Because we've chosen the Democrats who were once supposed to be about the freedom of people.
And Democrat meant democracy. And Republican meant the old republic from like Great Britain.
Yes.
Now they've hidden in plain sight by taking the name of their opposition.
Yep. The Democrats are now the oppressors. And the Republican are now for the freedom. Time to wake up, people. The Democrats are no longer for freedom.
They stopped being that way a long time ago. And seeing as how...
And as you could tell, Joe Biden pretty much left some of our soldiers, our American people, and our allies
to die
in Afghanistan.
And he has the mitigated gall to say that no one was really left behind. But yet there's footage to prove otherwise.
Yep.
And then, of course, you know, I have no problem with electric vehicles.
Nope.
I mean, I've got a turbo diesel pickup truck. I love it. I'm never getting rid of it. It might become an antique, like a display item. I'm keeping it as such. And if we ever get the ability to get an electric vehicle, sure, I'm down for it, especially those pickup trucks. They're really sweet. But the problem is 99% of all of that stuff that makes up those vehicles comes from China. We have sold this country to China. They pretty much own the world. They bought it. Why would you have to conquer a nation with weapons and boots on the ground when you can just take your time and buy it?
Yep.
And that's exactly what they've done.
And they're putting our country, our civilization in the U.S. in more debt than we can afford. Wake up, people.
This very TV you're looking at right here, it's made up of parts, obviously.
Of China.
And it's all China. Everything that we have is made in China or maybe Taiwan, maybe Canada.
So if you want
but mostly China.
to take back our countries, open up all of the closed down factories and create our own. Get the minerals, the materials that we need. Because pretty soon, all we're going to be able to do is trade and barter because of the fact that our own dollar bill will be worth nothing.
Now you may understand why they decided to get rid of something. What was that? Donald Trump. Why? Would that matter? He was stating exactly what we just said, wanting to stop it.
He wanted to make America great again.
And he did.
Let's get back on that bandwagon, people. Make America great.
Again.
And make it strong like it was.
We were the sleeping giant. Now we're nothing more than a garden gnome on this planet. And if you think otherwise, then you're a blind fool who prefers to be blind. Leaders don't follow, they lead.
And he's
Take
following.
a stand for what you believe in.
He is a puppet. And the puppet master is doing what he wishes to our country. So continue to follow the puppet.
Because, oh wait, yeah, you got a doctor's appointment, you gotta go to work, you got your favorite TV show coming on. You're thinking, I'd love to do something, but I gotta go to the grocery store. You're too much of a pansy to actually get up off your lazy ass and do something about it. Nobody wants to, because then you're gonna end up losing possibly let's say your favorite television show won't be coming on because you're going to lose your power or your electricity. You're going to be scrutinized and you don't want people on your social media to hate you. What does it matter?
Like I said before, this is the time to stand up.
And be noticed and counted for once. And to stop hiding in the shadows.
Because if not, we're going to lose our country.
We already have, honey. It's not.
So rise up. Open your eyes.
It's not that we're going to lose it, people. We've already lost it. What we're trying to get at is get it back. To take it back or be subservient, be their slave. Yeah, you who might be hearing this or might hear it, you're a slave. You're basically their bitch, and you're doing what they tell you to do.
Lower on the cursing.
Well, if you think about it, unfortunately, even in that book that I have no faith in, it says in order to speak to the people of that land, you have to speak their language. And unfortunately, curse words seem to be the new language.
But I do not want to be
demonetized?
Exactly.
And then you know why they're doing that? Because those words that are so strong that they don't want you to hear is the only way anyone will listen. That's one other reason why they're censoring those words. They don't want people to hear.
So wake up. This is Cat News coming to you live. Over and out, peeps.
Peace.